Welcome back, everybody, to the Baltimore Orioles franchise here on MLB The Show 21. Today we have Game 4 of the ALDS. Our Orioles are coming off a big Game 3 win, but we are still in danger of being eliminated today. The series has definitely not started off the way we would have hoped, especially after being a one-and-done last year in the playoffs, but we have had some players like Shed Lawn who have really stepped up. Lawn is a free agent at the end of the year. I was not really planning on extending him, but he has certainly earned a new contract based on his postseason play. We do have some guys struggling, though. Nick Castellanos hasn't done a whole lot. Lenny Lane, who is the best hitter in baseball this year, has been ice cold throughout the first 3 games of the playoffs, and the pitching has been up and down. Max Meyer had a great Game 3 start, but the first 2 games were rocky for our starters and the bullpen. So that brings us to a pivotal Game 4. We're starting to get some momentum back after that big Game 3 win, but we have to show what we can do today with Marquez on the bump. So here we go, Game 4 of the American League Divisional Series. If the Orioles lose today, their season is done. For the second straight season, they will be eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. If they win, then we will head to a Game 5 in Baltimore with all the momentum belonging with the Orioles. So this is a really great opportunity for the O's to get back in this series. Even though both teams have their number 4 starters out, they're probably the 2 best number 4 starters in baseball, with Luis Castillo for the Angels and Marquez, of course, for the Orioles. Both of these guys are high-end number 2, low-end ace caliber of starters, so to see them as the 4th starter is certainly impressive for both teams. This is the only series left. The other 3 have already winded down. The winner of this series, of course, faces off against Houston in the ALCS as we look at both lineups, regular starters for both sides. So here is Luis Castillo. He started in the wild card game, of course, led the Angels to victory as Adley Rutschman leads things off. He rips a single into center field. So an early base hit for Rutschman, who has also performed very well in the postseason. He is now hitting .500 through his first 14 at-bats. Two-way here for Lenny Lane, trying to get that runner across, and he won't, but it is a base hit. Lenny Lane recorded just 1 base hit in the first 3 games of the series, so he has already doubled his total here with that swing. That'll bring up Ryan Mountcastle, 2 on, 2 out, swing and a miss. Huge strikeout there for Castillo, who found himself at a little bit of an early jam, but he was able to get out of it no problem. So we go to the bottom half of the inning. It'll be Marquez, of course, starting for the Orioles. Had a very strong regular season with a 3.64 ERA, and he looks to keep it going here in the postseason in a win-or-go-home ball game as he faces off against Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who takes a big swing and a miss on the knuckle curve. Gurriel has really struggled so far throughout the postseason, as that will bring up Anthony Rendon up to bat. 3-1 pitch. This one is weakly grounded by the first base line. Sixto picks it up, flips it over to Marquez, who retires the side there in the first inning. Good start for Marquez, and we hop into the second inning. We'll see if blood will be shed in this frame. Nick Castellanos leads off for the O's. That one goes up the middle for a base hit. Castellanos did not start in Game 3. He did get 1 at-bat late. It was a solo home run, trying to signal that his slow start to the postseason is done and that he is locked and loaded, and that single is certainly a good sign. Carmen Sixto draws a walk, so the Orioles in both innings now with 2 early runners across. We'll see if they capitalize, unlike the first inning, as that'll bring up Xavier Bowman, who has been quiet so far in the postseason. 1-1 pitch. Bowman chops this one up into shallow right center. It'll drop for a hit, but both the runners on first and second were not going because they assumed it was going to be caught. So because of that, the runner, Carmen Sixto, is out at second. It will not be counted as a base hit for Bowman, and now there are runners on the corners with 1 away here for Jalen Miller. He hits this one high, pretty deep in a left field. That one will be caught by Winker, but Nick Castellanos should be able to score successfully, and he does with no issue. So it's a sacrifice fly there for Jalen Miller, and the Baltimore Orioles find themselves on the board as they lead it 1-0. Adley Rutschman trying to keep the fun going. He already has a base hit back in the first inning, and he's going to add another one. Winker is unable to make the grab. Rutschman is now hitting over .500 through the first 3+ games of the playoffs. So that'll bring up Louis St. John, who has been so-so in these first 3 playoff games. Not great, not horrible either, as he hits this one weakly into right field. That will go for a base hit. There's the runner. Bowman headed home. He is safe. So it's an RBI single for Louis St. John. His first run batted in of the entire postseason, which is a surprise considering he led the entire major leagues in RBIs this season. That'll bring up Shed Lawn now, who has been dominant in the postseason. He grounds out to short. The play is made there by Jorge Polanco. So the Angels get out of the inning, but certainly not a good inning by any stretch, as they allow 2, also leave 2 on. And the Baltimore Orioles are now up 2-0 as we go to the bottom half of the inning. 2-way here for Jared Walsh, who swings and misses on the changeup. 2 perfect innings for German Marquez. He is not allowed a base runner yet. No issues from his side. And we go to the 3rd. We'll see if Baltimore can extend the lead a little bit. Lenny Link leads things off. He draws a walk. So Link reaches base for the 2nd time in this game. And it seems like he is finally awoken after his 3-game postseason absence. That'll bring up Ryan Mountcastle, who grounds that one right to 3rd. It's a 5-4-3 double play, and the walk from Lenny Lang, I guess, proves to not be meaningful. Slow start today for Mountcastle, who's had a few pretty bad groundouts in key situations, as that'll bring up Nick Castellanos for 3-2. Would have been ball 4. Instead, it's hit into center, and it goes for a single. So instead of a walk, it's a base hit. Pretty much the same thing. Nick Castellanos now 2 for 2. He has more hits in this game than the first 3 combined. That brings up Carmen Sixto, who shoots the gap. Looking for extra bases, and that's what he's going to get. Castellanos rounding 3rd, headed home. The throw is way in time. They got him. So Castellanos being extra aggressive there backfires, and it remains 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Here's Jorge Polanco. This one is crushed into right field. Will it stay fair? Not quite. Just barely foul. A major break there for the O's. And then on the very next pitch, Polanco would just weakly ground it over to German Marquez. Good work there by the Orioles after getting lucky off of the no-go on the home run by Polanco. Sean Murphy now up 2 away, 2-2 count, swinging a miss on the slider. German Marquez has retired the entire lineup so far. He has pitched 3 perfect innings. We'll see how much longer he can keep it up, because so far he has been dominant. Here's Jalen Miller in the 4th. Hits this one high, deep into right center field, and it is gone. It did not look like it was gone initially, but it did go over the yellow line, so it is a home run. That's Miller's first of the postseason, and the Orioles extend the lead. It's now 3-0. Clutch hitting there from Jalen Miller, who already drove in a run earlier today off the sacrifice fly, and now he does that. So as we look at it again, I know at first glance it did not look like a homer, but it did hit off the scoreboard, which, as you'll see, is above the yellow line, which determines whether or not it's a home run. And as we look at it from another angle, yeah, that is clearly a home run. So the Baltimore Orioles now lead this game 3-0. Adley Rutschman trying to get his 3rd hit of the game. It looks like he might. Psych! Mike Trout comes and flies over to make the grab for the 2nd out of the inning. What a grab by the best player in the game. That'll bring up Louis St. John, who lines it into left field for a single. His 2nd base hit of the game. Although we haven't seen the power that St. John had throughout the regular season, he is hitting for good contact throughout the playoffs. Shed Lawn is now up. He's gotten off to a quiet start today, 0 for 2. We'll see if it's 0 for 3, as indeed it is a weak fly out into left, caught by Winker. So even though Shed Lawn's done nothing, the rest of the team is looking great. That includes Marquez as he fools Edgar Feliz on the full count curveball. If Feliz had not swung at that pitch, that would have ended the perfect game. Anthony Rendon now 2 away, grounds it to 3rd. Play is made pretty easily by Ryan Mountcastle. There you go. 4 perfect innings for German Marquez. And the Baltimore Orioles are still up top 3-0, and Marquez is not showing any signs of slowing down. Into the 5th inning now. Ryan Mountcastle up with 1 away. He's had a few untimely ground outs today. This one definitely not a ground out. It doesn't even stay in the ballpark. Solo home run for Mountcastle, his 2nd home run of the playoffs, and the Orioles extend the lead even further as it's now 4-0. The Baltimore lineup has had a good blend of power and situational hitting, and that's why they're really dominating this game early. Castellanos draws a walk. That's a tough pitch to lay off. So he is now aboard. He has reached base on all 3 of his at-bats, and at this point, a pitching change is needed. Luis Castillo just has not performed up to his standards, as it'll be Patrick Sandoval who enters in his place. 2.45 ERA so far in the postseason for the lefty, who pitched a little bit in Game 3 after Tyler Glasnow struggled, as his first batter is Carmen Sixto, who grounds right into a double play to immediately end the inning. Still a very successful inning for the Orioles as they do further the lead and they take Castillo out of the game. Mike Trout fooled on the inside changeup. It has been German Marquez's show tonight. We are witnessing greatness right now as he is still retired every batter. The count is 3-1 here for Jared Walsh. Have to look out for the possibility of a walk. But that's not going to happen. Instead, it's a fly out to right caught by Castellanos. Now that we're over halfway done the game through 5 innings, this perfect game is no longer a pipe dream. It is actually something that is in the rearview mirror. Marquez just needs 4 more perfect innings, and it's not going to be easy. His pitch count is steadily rising, but he has still been flawless. Here is Jalen Miller in the 6th inning, singling into left field. Jalen Miller has been awesome tonight. A sac fly, a home run, and now another base hit. And if he keeps playing like this, he's going to be an everyday player in this postseason lineup. 2 away for St. John. He gets fooled on the low slider. Of course, Louis St. John usually rakes against lefties, but not in that at-bat. Sandoval gets out of the inning. He's done a good job since replacing Luis Castillo. And we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll see if Marquez can keep up his dominance. With 1 away, it's Brandon Marsh who grounds it to first. Nice play there by Carmen Sixto. Got a little bit scared there, but Sixto is able to field it cleanly for the 2nd out of the inning. Marquez is now 10 outs away from a perfect game, a little bit over 3 innings. His pitch count is now at 82, which is oddly high considering he is not allowed a single base runner, and that will stay with a Sean Murphy strikeout. So Marquez is now officially retired the lineup twice. He needs to do it 1 more time for the perfect game. Remember, the Orioles pitched a no-hitter in an elimination playoff game a couple years ago, but that was also with 11 walks and 4 different pitchers. So this would be far more impressive if completed. James Pazos, the mustache man, is in for the Angels as he faces off against Shed Lawn. Little lefty-on-lefty crime. Lawn grounds this one up the middle. What a play! The second baseman, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., with a phenomenal defensive stop, and the red-hot Shed Lawn is now 0 for 4. If nothing else, the Angels can say they've finally shut him down. That'll bring up Lenny Lane, who has had far and away his best postseason game. He hits this one perfectly into the left center gap, and that one will actually scrape over the fence. A solo home run there for Lenny Lane, his first of the playoffs, and it is now 5-0. I did not expect it to take nearly 4 games for one of Lenny Lane and Louis St. John to hit a home run. Of course, the two of them combined to hit 110 in the regular season. That's 55 each. But at least Lenny Lane finally goes yard, and I imagine Louis St. John hopefully will by the time this series ends, which, if on our current trajectory, looks like it'll go the full 5 games. Castellanos with another single. He continues his impressive day at the plate, showing that his poor start was also just a fluke and that he is officially in it here in the postseason. Carmen Sixto now up. Hits this one weakly into right. That'll go for a base hit. Castellanos rounding second, headed to third, and he is gunned down. Nick Castellanos has been thrown out twice running the bases. What a throw out there and right by Brandon Marsh, and we go to the bottom of the 7th. Marquez needs 3 more innings for the perfect game as he strikes out Edgar Feliz on the inside slider. He is now 8 outs away from history and perfection. That'll bring up Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Count is 3-1. Ball 4. The perfect game is no more, but the no-hitter is still alive. That would still be darn cool, but he is at 92 pitches, which is awfully high. The following batter, Rendon, grounds it up the middle. The Orioles are going to try to turn 2. Not quite. Rendon is safe at first off of the fielder's choice. Doesn't count as a base hit, though, so again, the no-hitter is still alive. That brings up Mike Trout. 2-2 count, swinging a miss. Another strikeout there by Marquez, and even though his pitch count is hovering around the triple digits, he's not showing any signs of slowing down. Even with allowing the walk, he still has a no-hitter in place, and he is still on a roll. Mike Myers is in here in the 8th for the Angels. He's allowed a run in 2/3 of an inning so far in the postseason, just trying to keep Los Angeles afloat, down by 5. As he starts with Xavier Bowman, who's at a quiet game, 0 for 3 so far. Bowman does not want that to be 0 for 4 as it's a weak grounded to short. Polanco with a great play. Good hustle there by Bowman, but it is out number 1 nonetheless. Bowman is now just hitting a mere 1 for 10 so far in the postseason, as that brings up Jalen Miller who has been outstanding today. And why not keep the good times rolling? Another base hit for Miller, who has 2 singles, a home run, and a sac fly today. Doesn't really beat that for somebody who's really in the lineup every other day. That'll now bring up Adley Rutschman, who grounds this one right to short. An easy double play opportunity for the Angels, and they do turn 2. So the score remains 5-0 as we go in the bottom of the 8th inning. Yerman Marquez is 2 innings away from a no-hitter, especially impressive against this good of a lineup, and the fact that he's pitched the entire game. Jesse Winker hits it into left, and that one should be caught by St. John. We're going to show every at-bat until the Angels do get a hit, just to add to the suspense, as Marquez is now 5 outs away. That'll bring up Jared Walsh, and it looks like the no-hitter has been broken. A bomb into center field, and Jared Walsh clearly does not want to see Marquez make history. A solo home run for Walsh. That one went 439 feet. And even though Yerman Marquez won't pitch for a no-hitter or perfect game, he was still unbelievably impressive. With his pitch count really starting to get high up, it's time to take him out of the game. And you can argue, since he's been so good, maybe he shouldn't. But the Orioles do have a reliable bullpen. They trust a ton of their relievers, and Marquez has thrown over 110 pitches at this point. Marquez with a mix of boos and cheers. The boos from Salty Angels fans, the cheers from baseball fans who witnessed greatness tonight. So Felix Rosa will come in, likely to try and finish the game. He does have enough stamina to go an inning and 2/3, so I think he should be able to finish this strong, but the Angels lineup is very talented, and maybe it was just that they couldn't hit off of Yerman Marquez. We'll see. Here's Jorge Polanco with 1 away. He rips it into left field for a single. So Yerman Marquez faced off against 23 batters. He allowed 1 hit. Felix Rosa has faced off against 1 batter. He's allowed 1 hit. Doesn't look like it's going to matter, though, as Brandon Marsh grounds into the double play. Great defense there by Baltimore, and with 1 inning to go, the Orioles are comfortably in the driver's seat 5-1. Raisel Iglesias is now in for the Angels. He has pitched in almost every postseason game for them so far. As if 1 away, he faces off against the 0-4 Shed Lawn. Can he get a base hit today? Doesn't look like he will, as that one is flown up into center, caught by Trout. So Shed Lawn goes 0-5 today after his dominant 3-game stretch. But again, it hasn't really mattered because the rest of the lineup has been great. Yerman Marquez has been great. Lenny Lane rips that one into right center field. That one could go for extra bases, and it won't because Lenny Lane is very slow, but it is still a single. Great to see Lenny Lane really hitting the ball well today, as that brings up Ryan Mountcastle. Grounds that one to third. Probably should not have swung at that pitch, and the Angels get the out at second. So as we go into the bottom of the 9th inning, it's a 4-run game. The Angels' offense has been pretty much non-existent. You have to feel the Orioles are feeling pretty good about their chances, but it is still an elimination game, so you can never get too comfortable. Sean Murphy leads things off for the Angels. Count is 2-1. Rips it into left field. That one is caught by St. John, who runs into the wall. Looked like it could have been an extra base hit, and good body control there by St. John to make sure he doesn't crash into that. The Orioles definitely don't want their best player getting injured here in garbage time pretty much. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. now. That one is barely foul. Another massive break for Baltimore, just 7.5 feet away from the foul pole. It does look like Gurriel will reach base nonetheless off of a single into right field. You got to give the Angels credit. They're really fighting here, even though they are down by 4 runs, and their offense has played like garbage today. With 2 away now, that one drops into left field. St. John decides not to risk going for the big play, rather letting it drop. And now there's 2 on, 2 away. For Mike Trout, the best player in the game, making his voice loud and heard. A 3-run homer for Mike Trout. And don't look now, but the Angels are only down by 1 run. A 430-foot nuke there for Mike Trout. And this game ain't over. The Angels are a run away from tying it up. Despite getting no hit through 7 innings, despite it being a perfect game through 6, the Angels have found themselves back in it. Felix Rosa is taken out of the game for the closer Edwin Diaz, who has not pitched yet in the postseason because the Orioles have not found themselves in a save situation. And I don't think they were expecting to be in a save situation today, but circumstances have happened. Winker gets that one past the glove of St. John for a double. The tying run is in scoring position, and the winning run is up to bat. An absolute choke here from the Orioles, as it'll be Jorge Mateo, the speedster and the former Oriole, who checks in as the pinch runner. Jared Walsh, who had a home run in the last inning, can win it. A very lucky call there. That one looked like it was a ball, but now it's 1-2. Walsh has a chance to end the series. He will not. It's a grounder to second, and we are headed to a Game 5. Lawn fields it cleanly, and the Orioles win a thriller. 5-4 is your final. What a game. The Baltimore offense was very impressive, especially early on. Once Luis Castillo was taken out of the game and the bullpen came in, I will say the Angels did pitch a lot better. As on the other side of the ball, Marquez was unbelievable. 6 1/3 perfect innings, 7 1/3 no-hit innings, yet we still found a way to almost lost, with the Angels having the tying run in scoring position and the winning run up to bat. So we got very lucky there at the end. Felix Rosa definitely did not pitch great at all. Hindsight says maybe we should have kept Marquez in, but I don't think taking Marquez out was the wrong decision. I think we just should have put in a different pitcher because Rosa obviously did not play well. The Angels just really cannot hit outside of the final 2 innings where their offense exploded. But that will bring us to a Game 5 in Baltimore. Now, the home team is 0-4 in this series, which that doesn't really bode well for us going into a home game. Ivan Cortez Jr. no longer on the injured list, but he's still hurt. If we win this series, we are going to have a tough decision on whether we want him on the postseason roster as we go to Game 5. This should have been Sandy Alcantara's start, but the Angels are going with Griffin Canning. As for us, this was supposed to be Tristan McKenzie's start, but we could put in our ace, Shane Bieber, as well. If they're going to put in their Cy Young level ace, it might be smart for us to do so as well. Although I do believe Tristan McKenzie would be able to fare pretty well in an elimination game. So what do you guys think we should do? McKenzie or Bieber? Let me know in the comments below. Hope you guys are excited for Game 5. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.